How's it going? So if you just bought a Big Green Egg or are looking to buy a Big Green Egg, you're in the right spot. I'm Johnny with Specialty Gas House, and we just had the Ohio Eggfest where over 30 teams competed all day cooking on a Big Green Egg. I interviewed them and asked them, what is a good tip or trick for brand new Big Green Egg owners? Let's see what they said.
If somebody was getting an egg, first of all, I mean, they all are great, but if you like to cook even more than once a week or even twice a month, I would definitely recommend a large or higher. The medium is good if it's just you, but the large, it gives you the opportunity to put more stuff on the grill. And don't be afraid. Also make sure you get the place setter in there, to get the convectiator in there, because that'll make up for any mistakes you might have with temperature wise.
Just watch that heat. That's the main thing. It can get away from you fairly quickly, but I love it. It's the actual flavor. It's a different flavor from from your traditional grill. So the ceramic conducts the heat really nicely, so you get your high temps if you need it. But we absolutely love it.
Awesome.
So.
Don't overthink it. Just get the charcoalette, take the time, and just enjoy it.
Be willing to make your mistakes. You know, it took me a couple months to figure out how to get the egg to hold temp and stuff like that. The best thing you can do is, the internet's always free. So I really learned off a lot of YouTube videos and talking with the guys at Specialty Gas House and making sure I get as much instruction as possible. But yeah, you're gonna make mistakes, so just give yourself some grace in making them, and then you'll figure it all out along the way. So
I'd just say you got to keep after it. It's kind of like an iterative process. It's taken me a little while to figure out what I like to make and what people are receptive to, and I like to do things differently. So I know there's kind of like the traditional brisket or things like that, and so I think you'll find we're doing some things unique, and we've just been iterating, trying different things, getting people's feedback. So I just encourage people to not give up. The first couple cooks I did were pretty rough, and the food was pretty okay, if not terrible, and people were nice about it.
I would say to control your temperatures, don't leave the lid off for too long, because you'll get big flare up. And then it's really hard to get that temperature way back down, because those eggs love to hold the heat. So the least amount of time you can have the lid open, the better. Sort of like set it and forget it.
Don't forget to burp your egg.
So what did she mean by don't forget to burp the egg, Steve?
So burping the egg is important when you're cooking at higher temperatures, above 300 degrees, because if you open it up suddenly and all the oxygen rushes in there, it can really flame up, and the flames can get in your face, so it can be dangerous. So what you want to do is just kind of go like this a few times. Let the air start getting in there so it doesn't all, flame up in your face, and then you can open it up. Just a safety feature, safety measure.
Nice.
So I think what probably most everybody likes to start with is like a pork butt.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone likes that nice pulled pork. The biggest thing I think is, it took me a while to learn, is patience during what's called the stall. Your temperature will get up to about 150, high 150, low 160, and it'll just stop and level off and not do anything. So the hardest thing to learn, that's perfectly normal. You just got to wait a couple hours, crack a beer, watch a football game, whatever else, and come back and it'll fix itself.
Yeah, so a simple one I think is having a bin with all of your grill stuff that you can bring in and out. That way you're not trying to just find things. I have my bin under there. It just has all my spatulas, my tongs, my meat temperature gauges, all that stuff. That's a simple one. If you really want to get a little more creative and more expert level, I have an Egg Genius that when you do long cooks, it goes to the bottom of the egg, allows you to control the temperature. It's especially nice. The first time I used it was when I did my Thanksgiving turkey. So it's freezing cold outside. Instead of having to sit by or try to go in and out of the house, I could sit there on my iPad, control the temperature with the grill. Didn't even have to walk outside for 10 straight hours, did a turkey. Next thing you know, 6 o'clock rolls around, bam, it's done. So it controls the temp, Bluetooth, all that stuff, and blows the fan in, regulates the temperature of the egg. Pretty pricey, but definitely worth it, because you don't have to worry about, it'll notify you if your heat's dropping or raising, and it kind of makes it a more stress-free long cook. So if you're into the long cooks, I would definitely highly recommend the Egg Genius.
Definitely don't use lighter fluid. The Big Green Egg does not need lighter fluid.
This is a good one other people don't think about. Pay attention to the wind direction.
So if you're using a green egg and it's not fixed, so it's not set like in a stand or something, pay attention to the green to the wind direction, because if the wind's direct, let's say over here on my right, you might want to turn your grill so the vents can get more wind. That way you can get your temperature up if you're trying to sear a steak or cook a pizza. Also, if you want to go low and slow, you want to go opposite the wind direction. So you can keep it at like 250 to do your low and slow and cook your pork all day, cook your brisket all day. Wind's really important.
It's all about the venting. You know, you just keep that vent where you want it to do. If it starts getting too hot, you start shutting those vents down, trapping the air out until it gets back down to where you want it. Open it back up a little bit. So
my biggest Big Green Egg tip will be, if your temperature of your egg is too hot, add more charcoal. Add more charcoal is going to absorb that heat and get your temperatures down. It sounds like it's going to get hotter. Add more charcoal, your temp goes down, you'll be good to go.
I'd say take your time getting the thing lit and don't rush to get to the right temperature. Just let it happen. Once you overshoot it and you're trying to smoke, it takes a little time to get it back down. Just have patience and have fun with it. I'd say that's the key.
Just take your time with it. You can't rush it. It takes a while to heat up, get it where you want it to be. Once you get it there, my favorite thing to cook on it is a steak. You'll never have a better steak than on the green egg. So that's my preference with the egg. So, but I cook a lot of different things on it, and I can pack my little medium egg packed full, but just take your time with it and have fun. That's what it's about.
Okay, first thing to cook, get a pork butt, get that thing up to 250 and just let it ride. That's your first test. You go on there, cook a nice pork butt. It's gonna be easy for you to try it out, and then just go from there. But light it up, drink a couple beers, it'll be ready for you. And I'd say 2 or 3 beers, you light up your grill, 2 or 3 beers later, you're ready to go. So, you know, nothing's better than cooking on an egg. And if